Amazon is an American multinational technology company focused on e-commerce, cloud computing, digital streaming, and artificial intelligence. Jeff Bezos established Amazon on July 5, 1994 at Washington. It started as an online bookstore but later grew into many other product categories. Through technological innovation and aggressive reinvestment of profit into capital expenditure, Amazon has established a reputation as an industry disruptor that can be counted on, due partly to its paid subscription service Amazon Prime, which has more than 200 million customers globally. It ex-listed Walmart in 2021 to become the largest retailer in the world outside of China. In terms of private employment, it ranks second in the country. Next is Zappos. Zappos is an American online footwear and apparel retailer based in Las Vegas, Nevada, United States. Nick Swimmer established the business in 1999, launching it under the domain shoesite.com. Amazon purchased the Zappos in July 2009 in an all-stock deal valued at about $1.2 billion at the time. The firm name was changed from Shoesite to Zappos in July 1999, taking its cue from the Spanish word for shoe, which is zapatos. What is merger and acquisition? Merger and acquisition are transactions in which ownership of a company's other business organization or their operating unit is transferred or consolidated with another entity. A takeover occurs when one entity acquires the shares, equity interest, or asset of another entity. From a legal perspective, a merger is the legal combination of two entities into one. The distinction between merger and acquisition is less evident from a commercial and economic perspective, because both types of transactions typically end in the consolidation of asset and liability under one organization. A legal merger may provide each party shareholders a portion of ownership and controls, whereas a legal purchase may have the effect of placing one-party firms under the indirect ownership of the shareholder of the other parties. Using the euphemism merger of equals to describe a deal with CEO, conclude that the merger is in the best interest of both their companies. The deal may be referred to as a merger of equals. However, when a target company's management opposes the mergers, the deal may be referred to as an acquisition.
The reason why Amazon acquired Zappos because they had created a successful business, had ties with suppliers who would not sell on Amazon, had a better UX for clothes shopping than Amazon's template, and had success because Amazon clone sites and less fail. In addition, Amazon prioritized selection, competitive price, free delivery, and no questions asked return. These elements constitute the perfect internet buying experience for customers and replicated its delivery, hassle-free return policy, and customer service model across the board. In these respects, Zappos is largely responsible for transforming Amazon into the customer-friendly giant it is today, as well as for influencing the world e-commerce business. As a result, Amazon chose to acquire Zappos in 2009 in order to broaden its portfolio with comparable firms that can favorably affect customers. Zappos is a customer-focused firm, remarked Amazon founder Jeff Bezos at the time. Besides that, there is tremendous opportunity for both organizations to learn from one another and deliver an even better client experience.
On Wednesday, 22 July 2009, the CEO of Zappos.com, Tony Hsieh, have emailed all of his employees to share the exciting news of the acquisition by Amazon. His board of directors approved and signed a definitive agreement under which all existing Zappos shareholders and investors will exchange the Zappos stock for Amazon stock. Following the exchange, Amazon became the sole shareholder of Zappos stock. Under the terms of the deal, Amazon announced that it had reached an agreement to acquire Zappos in a deal that was valued at $847 million. The purchase price of the deal was financed with approximately 10 million shares of Amazon common stock and $40 million of cash and restricted stock units on the balance sheet. Meanwhile, in November 2009, Amazon announced that it had closed the previously announced acquisition of Zappos. Given the closing price of Amazon stock on the previous Friday, which is 30 October 2009, the deal was valued at approximately $1.2 billion, including the fees. After acquiring Zappos, Amazon has seen more profitability, more market share, greater growth and revenue, and also most importantly, a better brand image. Since acquiring Zappos in 2009, Amazon has seen significant growth in net revenue. The percentage of households with at least one computer has increased from 64% in 2004 to 80% today, indicating that online business is a growing industry. Amazon's revenue in 2009 was $24.5 billion. They finished the year with a total revenue of $61.09 billion. Amazon's cost of goods sold in 2009 was $18.97 billion. It increased by $27 billion in just 3 years to $45.97 billion this year.
The first offer made by Amazon in 2005 to the Zappos, but they rejected the first offer, and shares also says that he was reluctant to sell to Amazon 4 years later as well. After 4 years, Amazon contacted Zappos again, and they agreed to and did sign the Amazon's agreement. 2 venture brands were additionally included in the sharing arrangement. Zappos designated Morgan Stanley as its lead monetary guide to a conceivable deal or vital relationship in April 2009. In May 2009, Amazon employed ADLIZAI as their purchase side as consultant for the arrangement. After sharing, Zappos remains a free auxiliary of Amazon Holding, its remarkable culture and brand. Zappos still owed Las Vegas, Nevada, and the administration groups was not replaced. In July 2009, Amazon.com paid $1.2 billion buying a minor competitor, online shoe retailer Zappos. It was an unusual agreement in that Amazon pledged to keep Zappos alone if it met specific financial benchmark. In November 2009, Amazon finished the sharing of Zappos.com that worth around $1.2 billion. Amazon declared in July 2009 come to an arrangement to procure Zappos in an arrangement worth $847 million. The arrangement was financed by 10 million shares of Amazon basic stocks.
Next, I will explain about the gain on merge and acquisition on Amazon company and Zappos company. Amazon's gross profit increased by $1.14 billion for the year 2019, which was a significant rise compared to the previous year. Therefore, Amazon's gross profit in 2020 was $1.52 billion, and it is predicted to reach $1.97 billion in 2021. However, Zappos generated $1.6 billion in 2019, as a considerable rise over the previous year. Thus, Zappos' gross profit managed to reach $1.84 billion in 2020 as well as $2 billion in 2021. Hence, it predicts gross margin gains due to the acquisition to boost the gross profit margin of Amazon's company since the merge and acquisition by an increased $1.2 billion over the merged entities' operating profit from both companies.
For the conclusion, the Amazon and Zappos case study exemplifies what happens when two disparate organizational cultures collide. The communications professionals should favor Zappos' former organizational cultures in the new setup because it is the most effective approach. The goal of any acquisition or merger is to combine strengths to form stronger entities. In the case of Zappos and Amazon, the latter should acknowledge the former's organizational cultures as a part of the assets acquired. Another reason why communication professionals should prefer Zappos' former organizational culture is employee retention. In the Zappos-Amazon scenario, all available evidence suggests that this is the most viable approach.